Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Chance, 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 Chance.
Really? So it take you ignore me and for me to ignore you for you to do the song and do the bump on the table and to do the robot bay.
I said I'm ready. You ain't ready.
This episode should probably be about something else.
What it need to be about?
Babe, why is you got your phone out, babe?
We ain't ready.
Babe, we shooting right now. What is you talking about? See, this, see. People are not going to like that I didn't bring the beat in, though. Wait, babe. We got to do the welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance. I am Tabitha Brown. This is my husband.
I'm Chance. What's up?
Now that you're off your phone and acting right, bring the beat in. Wait, my voice went out. Bring the beat in. Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Friday. Oh, babe, I thought we was finna go. Hey, you know, it has taken you 2 years to get into it. I'm gonna take some ashwagandha tonight. Babe, that was good. You flex your muscles and everything. Babe.
What? I told you I needed a solo. You ain't want to give me no solo.
Yep.
You always
But
want
that wasn't a solo, babe.
Nah,
That
I
was
was ready. I need
together.
a solo. I need a part that's just for me.
Okay,
I need my flash moment.
Okay, let's do it again since you had your flash moment.
Nah, it's
Come on.
Now the moment.
Come on, baby. I'll do
next time. Next time. I'm sensitive about my music. Don't.
Okay, Doug. All right, Doug.
Don't do that.
Can't nobody play your music but you.
See how I broke that down?
This your solo. Go ahead.
You ain't got to. Yeah,
you want me to rap?
Nah.
I mean, you want to rap? What's your solo?
I might drop something in there next time. I might put a little flow together. Might put a little something together.
You ain't gonna put no flow.
I might put a little something together.
You ain't got it.
I'm something like
this. What he say? What Eddie Kane say? You can't get it because you ain't got it. I was like, let's talk about. Remember when I was pregnant with Choice, right? We were very deep during this time. You know, believe it or not, I had big natural, like, hair back then. Chance had long dreads.
I wouldn't necessarily say I was deep.
Yeah,
I just like the hairstyle.
But I'm saying we was deep in this thought. I was like, not necessarily deep, but I was, for us to be 22 years old, my mind was like, I want a birthing pool, but we couldn't afford it, remember?
Yeah.
I had this whole birthing plan.
I think you just need to rephrase it and say, you was deep. I was there.
I always been a hippie and stuff, though.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember saying, babe, you sure you don't want an epidural? You sure you want to go to the hospital?
In the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm okay with the word deep. I'm just not okay.
Not
with you
necessarily the
saying
word
we
deep might be
were
wrong.
deep.
No, we was on one accord though. Remember? So
But yeah, I've always been, pretty supportive in your changes, which I said, which was one of the attractive things that you know, that was attractive to me. I'm just saying,
okay, let's get to it,
I wasn't that deep.
babe.
I was just like, okay.
So you was Peter Pablo. You just was tying it straight around your head like a helicopter.
I needed to wear
Wait,
that to keep my dreads clean and make sure I ain't have
You
to
could have
keep
just
getting
did a
them.
regular scarf.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Okay, stay focused. Let's talk about it. So when we was pregnant, because the whole reason I want to talk about this is because people have birthing plans, right? And you have this idea of what childbirth is supposed to be for you, right? And we create this birthing plan and we want to stick to this birthing plan. And things don't always go as planned, right? So we were very young with Choice. And with Leah, you didn't have any experience, right, with the birthing things. So this was both of our first time. So we created a birthing plan together. And I was like, under no circumstances can they offer me any medication. I want to be 100% natural. I would love a birthing pool, but again, we couldn't afford that. I was like, but I want no epidural, no drugs. And he was like, you did say, babe, you sure no drugs? I said, no drugs, babe, none, okay? And then
I also remember you telling me not to let them give you anything under no circumstances.
yeah, he was like,
And I said, okay,
yeah.
absolutely. Nobody will give her anything.
I said, no matter how bad my pain is, babe, don't let me take drugs. Don't let them offer me anything. And so we had it all wrote out. All my doctors knew everything, right? So we go to the hospital. Now, first of all, I had went in labor. Throughout the day, I was in labor at home. I didn't realize I was in labor. I was out paying bills. I remember I was paying the water bill. And I was standing in line, and this little old black lady looked at me, and she said, you gonna have that baby tonight? And I said, oh, no, ma'am, I got another week before I go into labor. She said, I can smell it. I said, she was like, and you can see how the areas outside. You gonna have that baby tonight? I was like,
them old country.
no.
Them old.
But she said, I can smell it. I didn't listen. I was like,
you walking right here. You ain't living right.
What you talking about? And so I didn't even know what that meant. You can smell it, right? But the crazy thing is, I kept thinking my back was aching, and I felt like, shut up, Jen. I felt like my period was about to start. I was like, I feel like my period about to start. Nothing in here that said, Tab, your period can't start, girl, because you pregnant. You 9 months pregnant, right? So my back's still cramping throughout the day, but I'm running errands. So I get home, and the cramps started being a little bit sharper in my back. And I've always had back pain, like with my cycle. So I was like, maybe this might be a contraction. So, ta-da! It was about every 8 minutes. So I called Chance at work. I said, babe.
And you left out a part, too.
What?
We had been sent home a couple of times.
Right.
What is it called? Braxton Hicks?
Braxton Hicks, yep.
Yeah, we had been sent home, so you was a little reluctant.
Yes, I was like, this can't be it.
Yeah.
Because the Braxton Hicks were in my stomach. None of this pain was in my stomach. It was in my back. So I was like, this can't be labor because it didn't feel like the other thing, right? But when it started coming like every 8 minutes, I was like, this might be labor pain. So I called Chance. He at work. He was at Oakwood Homes, a great boy.
I was a gray bar.
He was a great boy. So I called him.
Gray bar electric.
And so I said, babe, I think I'm in labor. I said, but they like eight minutes apart, the contractions. And he was like, okay, can you wait till I get off work? And I said, yeah. I'm going to lay on my left side because last time that's what they told me to do to slow it up.
It wasn't connected, man.
We both was like,
man, we was young,
we can wait.
Man, we can wait.
But he was like, you think you can wait till I get off work? I said, yeah, I can wait. Yeah. So I lay on my left side, and it did slow it down a little bit. And so by the time he got home, I could still feel it. And I was like, you know what, babe, I'm going to go walk out in the field. Because, you know, where we live, we had this big field next to the house, right? We was in the country. But in Greensboro.
Yanceyville Road.
Oh, Yanceyville. So I go walking to try to speed it up, right? And they started coming like every 3 minutes or so. It might have been about like every 2 minutes. But oh, wait, I left out something. So when I told him, I said, I'm going to go walk out in the field. And he said, okay, I'm going to take a nap. You just was not connected. We both was like, this ain't happening. He's like, okay, I'm going to take a little nap. I said, okay, I'm going to go walk in the
we
field.
let Chorston come out there in that field.
Right. So I go walking in the field. Now they coming like every 2 minutes while I'm out there. And now I'm like, ooh, like my back is really aching. So I called my doctor. I was like, hey, I think I'm having contractions. I'm timing. It's like every 2 minutes. She was like, okay, I think you should go ahead and go to the hospital. So I'm out there with, did I have a cordless phone? No, you had a cordless phone because we had one cell phone that we shared, okay? Yeah. This is back when we had one phone. Hey. We shared the cell phone. So money was funny, okay?
Tight.
So I called him. He in the house. I was like, the doctor said I need to come on to the hospital, every 2 minutes. I called my mama. My mama lived in Madison. We in Greensboro. How my mama beat us to the hospital, I'll never know. I feel like she probably knew. My mama was probably already at the hospital for like today.
Or it just could have had something to do with me taking a nap and you walking out in the field.
Listen,
we did have to go.
We did have a little, yeah.
We had to grab the overnight bag.
We had all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Get the plan. Get the night bag. We on our way.
It seemed like we made it up there quick.
Right.
However, just thinking about it, saying it out loud now,
it might have took us a while.
Me
and Mom, we pulled up and Mama was in the parking lot at the same time.
Yeah.
So
smiling.
We go in. My back is aching. They put me in a little thing. I'm walking around. I'm hurting, but not like excruciating pain, but discomfort. But it's all like in my back or whatever. And so I'm not dilating. I was already at a 3 when I got there, but I had been at a 3 for like 2 weeks, and so I'm still not dilating. So they got me walking around, and when they go to check me again, they was like, you're not dilating, we're going to send you home. And I got so upset. I started crying. I was like, man, because I'm tired. At this point, I want to have this baby, like, oh my God. So they go out to go do the paperwork to discharge me. And I'm in there emotional. My mama telling me, it's all right, just calm down. Whatever them doctors had said that I was going home, Choice must have heard it. Because the little machine, remember, it started going crazy. And I was like, I was hurting, like, real bad. So they came back in real quick. They was like, okay, you're not going home. You're going to stay. But my water wouldn't break. But I had maybe dilated to like maybe a 4. So I call it snagging the bag. Because they go in with this little hook to make your water, to break your water bag. They broke my water bag. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it felt so good. It was like all this warm water. And then the thunder started rolling. But all this pain was in my back. It felt like somebody had took a knife and just started butchering my back. And so they said, oh, you're having back labor. I didn't know. First of all, that wasn't in my birth plan. Open the sheet. Back labor won't in the... I ain't write back labor on the plan nowhere, right? They were like, this is kind of the worst labor that you can have, this back labor. I was like, babe, I'm going to need some drugs. He was like, babe, remember, no drugs. I need drugs, but I need them. So now looking at my mom, I need drugs, mom.
We ain't even
so bad.
We ain't even 10 minutes in.
But I had been in labor all day, about 10 hours.
We ain't even
without
10 minutes
knowing.
in.
It's hurting so bad. So the nurse come and whispers to me, it's okay if you want to ask for medicine. Exactly, Blackie. That's what my spirit was growling like, damn. So Chance was like, babe, remember, you said no drugs. I was like.
And I told the nurse, no, she's not going to get any drugs.
I was like, babe, I need something. So then the nurse came back and said, we won't do an epidural, but we'll give you just a little something to take the edge off. I'm crying, I'm hurting. And my mama like this, like, it's all right. My mama was just smiling, it's okay, you're gonna be all right. And I just remember I guess they came and gave me something in the IV, right? And I fell asleep for like 45 minutes. But when I woke up, it felt like no time had passed and I was still waiting on the drugs. I woke up screaming like, Mama, when they gonna give me the medicine? And she was like, you been asleep for 45 minutes. Oh, good ain't so I need the epidural. I need the epidural. I was like, Chance, I need the epidural. Chance was like, babe, baby, you said no epidural.
No, you said no.
Shut up! I want the epidural. Give it to me now. Like, they could have taken that needle and put it in my eye, and I'd have been like, y'all, how y'all want me to stretch it out? Listen, my back hurt so bad, okay? They moved me to the room, and they were like, if you do want the epidural, this is the last opportunity to get it. I said, I want the epidural. You go ahead and tell them what happened when the epidural, when the anesthesiologist came in there with that needle, babe.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be just a little shot. They're gonna put it in the IV. I don't know nothing about no epidural. I don't know nothing about none of that.
Cause I was like, I don't need us doing no research because I ain't getting it.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in the chair, and the doctor come in and says, you come over here and stand on this side of the bed. So I was like, oh, okay. So what y'all need me to do something? And she was like, yeah, she's gonna drape over you because the shot goes in through her back. I was like, all right. So, okay, all right, I can handle that. She can drape over me. So she's supposed to kind of like just drape like her arms over my shoulders. So I'm like, all right, and I hate needles. I hate them, right? So I was like, all right, cool. I can handle this. She going through all of this. I know I can handle, holding her up while she take this needle. They came in with a suitcase. It was like literally a dang on suitcase. And I'm like, oh man, okay, it's pretty bad. And it's like, yeah, this is real serious stuff. This is gonna help her out a lot. They popped it open, and it was a damn sword. It was not a needle. This is not. It was literally the length of a sword. It was like this long. It was not. And I was like, what are you gonna do with that? She was like, this is gonna go into her spine. I'm like, y'all trying to kill her. Like,
hey, his knees broke.
No, I'm not even joking.
My mother-in-law said,
my
mama said, you all right?
Hey, they pulled a needle out, and I think the doctor was trying to, they was trying to be funny. They knew I was scared. And they, prepared it, and that needle, the sword.
That's how long it was in your mind.
It was like this long.
It's the size of my spine.
It was like this long. And I'm like,
when people scared of needles, that's how they see them.
You know what's crazy is the fact that was the first time I ever felt faint in my life. I used to laugh at people who say, I feel faint. I literally, my knees started to feel like, and I was like.
And meanwhile, I'm still screaming.
And my mother-in-law, and Tab's already kind of like draping on me, like putting her body weight on me. And I'm like, and I look up and I make eye contact with my mother-in-law. And to save me some of my dignity, I think she just smiled and got up and said, I got it, baby. And she just came over here, and I'm still a man. You know what I mean? I was like, nah. And then I kind of felt my legs kind of tremble.
Look, I got it. I got it.
And then she said, she kind of moved me, and I went and sat down in the chair, and I was like, whoo.
But they put it in.
And then that's when they gave her the shot, and they literally took this sword and stabbed it. It looked like it was never gonna stop.
Babe,
going into your back.
People that ain't had kids before gonna think that
Not
it was a
problem.
sword.
It was a sword. It was no, seriously. It's like it's literally like
this size needle.
It's a big needle. The part that goes in your back is like this long. It's the longest needle I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like and they did bring. And I'm not joking about the suitcase. They bring it in like a suitcase.
Yeah.
They brought it in, put it on the table. laid it out, and then they just kind of went like Game of Thrones. Like,
So anywho, listen, don't y'all believe that. If you have to get an epidural, it's all right, okay?
No.
However, I was afraid. I mean, I had did my own, like, a little bit of research, which is why I was like, I don't want the epidural, because I was scared of being paralyzed. I was scared of all these side effects that you hear about. But then when that pain hit, I was like, listen, bring me
man,
the
you jumped.
epidural, okay?
Man, she turned coat so quick.
Hey,
boy.
listen, but then I got the epidural, and it was like, am I still pregnant? I feel amazing. This is great. Like, in pictures that I thought I was smiling, I clearly was not. I looked crazy.
You look crazy.
But the great thing about it, and the other reason why I didn't want the epidural, which most women, I didn't want to miss out on the experience. I wanted to feel everything. Like, I wanted to push out the baby. I wanted to feel what that felt like.
Which I never understood.
And I ended up doing it because by the time it was time to push, my epidural had started to wear off. So when it started to wear off, I started feeling all this pressure. But it wasn't pain, but it was a bunch of pressure, but it was in my butt. And so you also a little bit high, okay, because this is drugs, okay? I thought, and this is God honest truth. Lord, I wish Mama was here to tell this story. I thought the baby was about to come out my butt. I said, babe, something wrong. I think she coming out the wrong hole. I was serious. I was like,
she was.
And if we gotta find these pictures of my mama laughing in the delivery room. I said, babe, please look in my butt and see if the baby's head is coming out because I feel it in my butt. Chance, what you do, babe?
I looked at her butt.
He went and spread it out. He was like, nah, babe, I don't see nothing. My mama at this point got tears rolling because we so serious.
Listen,
I'm like, babe, I'm telling you, it's coming out the wrong hole.
If my wife tell me, I don't know no better.
It's our first time.
Listen, if anything could have been wrong, if she said it's coming out her butt, and the doctors
the baby
and the nurses
traveled through my intestines.
They all laughing. They all got a little smile on their face, and I'm like,
hey, Chance was like,
you know what?
Let me see, babe. I don't see nothing, babe.
I don't see nothing coming out your butt.
So anyway, ended up a couple hours later. Here comes choice, right? And I got to experience everything. I felt it, all the things, no side effects. I was fine. So that's the experience with choice, right? Now, nothing went as planned, right? Fast forward, 10 and a half years later with Quest. My birthing plan was when I first went in there to the doctor, when they started talking about, the hospital and everything, I said, where I sign up for the epidural at? I want y'all to put that. I ain't trying to prove nothing.
You ain't deep no more?
Hey, listen. I don't need to prove nothing. I need y'all to prove to me that y'all can do it swiftly. Put the epidural in me expeditiously, as T.I. would say. Give it to me, baby, okay? I was so afraid of having back labor again. Although at home, I labored at home for a long time, and I never had any pain in my back. This time it was in my stomach. I probably could have weathered the storm, but there was no need to find out. Okay, I went on in there, but things did take a turn with Quest. Mm-hmm. He would not turn. He was down, and then he turned, and they couldn't get him to turn back. And so we started having complications. And then I started crying because my biggest fear was a C-section. A lot of women fear having a C-section. And I was so afraid, and I didn't want to have a C-section. And the nurse, Chance, you had went to the car.
Yeah.
And the nurse came to me, and she was like, if the baby don't turn in the next hour or two or something, she said, we're going to have to consider going ahead and doing a C-section. And so then all my vitals just shot up. I stopped being able to breathe well. They had to put oxygen on me. Like, I just got paranoid. I freaked out. I got scared. So he went to the car, and then you come back, and your wife is on the oxygen.
Yeah.
Now he mad.
Yeah, because I didn't appreciate them doing that
Yeah.
in the fashion that they did it, I felt like they made the situation worse.
Yeah. So the difficult part was, as time went on, I was getting, I guess my blood pressure went up. Like a lot of things was happening.
Yeah.
And so they took you out in the hallway. I didn't know this until after I had this.
They had taken me out in the hallway and giving me that, which was the other thing that kind of pissed me off, because rather than them coming and talking to you, I felt like they should have come to me. I have a better relation. I'm the person who knows you and knows how to deliver certain messages, not to undermine their profession. But at the same time, if you had enough sense to pull me out in the hallway and pretty much say, if there is a decision to be made, if there's a decision to be made between you and our child, and ask me what, you know what I mean?
They asked them if we have to decide between your wife and your child, who do you want to save?
Yeah. Then if you had enough mind frame to come and do that, then you should have had enough mind frame to be proactive in taking care of your patient and saying, hey, we might have to do this procedure, and we're going to have to tell her. Or, can you... I feel like the message would have came differently from me.
Right.
But that was a really tough conversation to receive, to have.
So I think a lot of people have had to deal with that. So when you were asked, do we save your wife or do we save your child? What was your response? Because a lot of people,
All right.
some people
I'm
go
going to be honest
through
with you.
not that it is...
I'm okay, yeah, I don't mind. It was a tough decision, but I said, if anything happens, you save my wife. Now, considering that's my son, you know what I mean? That's tough.
Yeah.
But then I didn't even hesitate. Because, you're not considering this is 10 years. My son is 10 years old right now. It wasn't an easy decision, but it wasn't the same as me thinking about it right now.
Right.
But I just looked at that as that, this is a relationship that I've known, you know what I mean? This is my wife that I got plenty more years,
We can try again.
And, that kind
Those
of
type
thing.
of thoughts.
But, that was definitely a tough decision and a tough conversation to have. But I wouldn't want to lose either one of y'all.
Absolutely. But this is what I mean when I say things change when it comes to birth, and it happens quick, right?
Yeah.
So just because you have a plan doesn't always go as planned. But it's also okay that even in the heat of the moment, even in the time of pain or time of need, it's also okay to change the course of action, to change the plan. And you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, right? That pain, the suffering, it's like you don't have anything to prove if you need help, if you need relief. It's okay.
And it's okay to be selfish in your decision making, because those are life changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those decisions can be literally life changing.
Yes.
Which when you're thinking about having a baby, or when you're trying to have a baby, we don't think about these kind of things.
You're thinking of like the aftermath, like, oh, I'm gonna have a baby, a boy or girl, or
You don't think about it. I when we went, and I'll tell you, so when I was praying, I literally prayed for my son. I literally asked God to give me a son. When I'm in celebration after finding out that when we did the ultrasound,
the first day,
it never crossed my mind that I would have to make a decision on whether he be here or not. Never crossed my mind. I never would have even imagined that one day I would have to have a conversation with a complete stranger with a complete stranger and about the life, literally the existence of my wife or something that I just asked God for and prayed for.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think about those kind of things. And to be, I literally walked out to the car like, man, about to have another baby.
Yeah.
In good spirit. And then come back and my wife is of course now it feels differently, but it just seemed like it just wasn't what I left. When it came back, she was on the machine and all shit. They rushed everybody out and talking about, and then they pulled me to the side and I'm like, what happened from me walking to the car and back?
5 minutes.
And now you want me to tell you if things take a drastic turn, you want me to play God. That was tough.
Yeah. However, they gave me a little something. I fell asleep. I prayed. I was like, Mom, I need you to come in here in this room. You and the Lord, I need y'all to turn quest so I can have this baby and with no complications. And the crazy thing was the entire floor became empty. Remember, I was the only person having a baby there that night. Like, nobody else was in any of the rooms. All the doctors now were available only for me. It was and the nurse name was Pat, my mama's name. And they originally had put me in room 6, and then they ended up moving me to room 10, which was the dimes that my mama leaving. I was like, oh, we finna be all right, babe. We already had this baby. This gonna be all right. And when I woke up, he had turned and it was time to push. And his head is big, as you know. Get it from his mama. Took a little while to get that head out of there. But after that, he was out and healthy. And things were fine, after the scares. But it can be a little rough sometimes, right? But we also got to remember, like, we're creating life. Like, that is no easy task. So a lot of things go into that, right? And so to whom much is given, much is required. So as the life comes into the world, sometimes it can be a little tough. But again, your plan can change. And it's all right. Okay? So I know I have a lot of friends too who also had birthing plans. They had home births or had planned to have home births and had to be rushed to the hospital and have a C-section and they felt terrible. But there is absolutely nothing to feel bad about, right? You are a woman and you have done something magical. Like it's to me it's as alien as you can get. It's like supernatural as you can get is having a baby. Like that experience, if you had never met a human being, if you've been secluded somewhere your whole entire life, and then you saw a woman pregnant and then give birth, you'd be like, what did I just see? That looked like something, like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? When you think about it. So you're doing something that's superhuman. And however it comes to be, it's enough. And it's all right. So that's it, I think. I just wanted to share that. I just thought, listen, we had some funny moments, but also some emotional ones. Mm-hmm. But everybody's story is different. So I just thought it'd be good to talk about it. Yes? Mm-hmm. You all right?
Yep.
Well, that's it, y'all. If you want to share your birthing stories, encourage other families who may be going through in this moment or preparing or have had their child and maybe experiencing some type of grief or guilt, leave your comments below. All right? Until the next time, y'all going on about y'all business and have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's here. We love y'all. God bless you. Bye.